You guys like free stuff? Well, if so, head on over to rrutvshop.com and buy anything that's there, which won't be free, but from now until, let's say, the end of October, I'm just gonna give away 5 AMSOIL oil change kits, whether it be for a Maverick X3, whether it be for your Duramax 2500 HD truck, or whatever you drive, you get entered into a chance to win one of those. I'm giving away 5 to random people, so go ahead and buy something and stick around and watch us work on this thing and maybe make it kind of nice. We'll see. Well, after driving that Maverick R last weekend, man, it had been months now that I've driven a side-by-side in any sort of conditions other than in a straight line. So last time we went on a trail ride, we was in that Turbo Pro R that we got from the Whalen guys, and it made me realize that the Rex 3 hasn't seen a trail in well over a year now. So that's going to change soon, but to make that happen, we got to put this thing back in trail mode, and to do that, well, there's a few things that need to be done. First things first, check out this inner clutch liner that we got here. So this thing's been Bluetooth inner CVT cover for, well, a couple months now, and it got worse last weekend when we were doing some drag racing with this thing and we blew a belt. So we got to change this inner today, and with that, we've got to take off our STM drag clutch and put on one that's a little bit more tame, so we can go back to a pump gas tune on this thing, which is a lot less power than what we're at now. Next, we got to change the oil in this thing. So we're going to do that before this last drag race event we went to. Didn't get around to doing it. Been pushing that off for quite some time. It's got some hard racing miles on it, and we should really just put some fresh oil in this thing, take care of that nice Whalen Speed V2 long block. So we'll be changing the oil today. Greasing the suspension, we haven't done that since we put all the CA Technologies arms on this thing. And then also due for some new tires on this thing. I'll show you those right now.
No buried treasure,
Dang.
Unfortunately.
So, Atturo Tires sent me these things months ago. I was planning on setting these up on a different set of wheels to do like a short course racing type thing. I never ended up getting different wheels, so here they are. We're going to try these on the existing wheels I have, and these are, I think these were 11.5 wide.
30 by 11, yeah.
Oh, by 11, okay. So the wheels I got are a little narrow, so I'm not super sure how these are going to sit on that narrower wheel, but we'll find out.
Oh, word.
And also, like you said, they're 30s, so they're going to be a little bit shorter, but
Right.
you know,
it's more wheel speed.
It's more wheel speed, sure, yeah. So I guess we'll throw those on as well and just see how it is.
Right.
I'm just gonna take a quick measurement, real quick, front and rear, to see like how much ground clearance we're actually gonna lose by going to a 30-inch tire. So here's the new Atturo Trailblade side-by-side tire compared to the existing tire we have on here, which is a 32-inch. Looking at it from a visual standpoint, they're a little bit shorter, but not a ton. I don't see 2 inches there, but we're just gonna measure the ground clearance front and rear on this, like I said, and then we'll do that after we put the new tires on and see what we lost. So give these a shot, see how they do. We'll have new tires. So it doesn't really matter where you measure as long as it's consistent. So we're at like 15 inches here, and we'll go up front. I really don't want to climb under this right now. I'm not feeling it. Just under like 14 7/8 there. So we'll give that a shot. See how they look on there? Like I said, these wheels are kind of narrow. Those are 11-inch wide, so we really should be using a wider wheel, but we're not. They're beadlock, they'll be fine. No big deal. And one other thing I've been wanting to address has been like some of this broken plastic here. I unfortunately don't have any of these pieces I can change right now, but that's in the future plans. Also the skid plate, that thing's taken some big L's. That's what's bent right there. I'm probably just gonna cut that off because it looks horrendous and isn't really doing anything. So I'll get an oscillating tool and buzz that off. But good project for this thing. Maybe I'll even wash it this week. What do you think?
You wash something?
Yeah, been doing pretty bad at that with pretty much everything I own, not just this thing, my truck. Yeah, just everything. So I feel bad about that.
This thing gets neglected when it comes to washing.
Yeah, I know. It gets neglected in pretty much all aspects of life, unfortunately.
Pretty much. It likes it though.
It does like it, you're right. Kyle decided he was going to hijack it, so I'm fine with that. Like that big engagement?
I mean, it's perfect for drag racing, but trail riding, absolutely not.
Yeah,
That's
think
aggressive.
Yeah, I think instead of pumping the fuel out, maybe what we'll do, we take these things out, we'll just leave the E85 in there, burn it out, and then maybe bring like a can of gas or whatever whenever it's all ran out.
Because yours is just a flip of a switch.
Exactly.
93, so.
Yeah, with the Motec, so we can just literally change between drive modes. Sport is set up for E85 and is on big dog level power, and then you put it in eco mode and tunes it down to pump gas. So super convenient there.
That's super nice.
Yeah. So I think first I'm just going to work on getting these clutches pulled off, and that way we can change that inner CVT cover and get that other STM thrown on here.
Yeah, that cover's seen better days for sure.
It's not much of a cover anymore.
No, it's not. Now it's almost like a scatter shield.
Yeah, I don't think
But it ain't scatter shielding anything.
No way. Hey, do you want to change oil in this? You like changing oil in X3?
I don't want to make a mess in here. I know the guy that owns the place gets
Oh yeah.
particular.
Stevie, yeah. We want to take clutches off? I'll change the oil?
I'll do the clutches.
All right, yeah, I like that plan. Multitasking. Let's do it. Got the inner out, and like we said, it's not much of an inner these days.
No.
So he's taking out this belt temp sensor. It's basically just an ambient air temp sensor, being it's a 22. So we're going to swap that over so we don't have a giant hole there that'll let bad stuff in. And we got this O-ring. Did you pull that out? Or?
I didn't
No.
pull that one. The other one's still on the machine.
We pop that out, install that there. We've got one where the secondary goes. That'll be going back together. We've got our other STM clutch over here. So this one's all set up for the pump gas power level. So that'll be ready to bolt on, torque that down. And this thing hasn't seen an outer CVT cover in quite some time. So we'll get all the ducting hooked back up. I'm working on the oil change. I got everything drained out. I'm using this AMSOIL oil change kit. You can get those from rrutv. Get a hold of me. If you need this for anything, Polaris, Can-Am, pretty much all makes and models, let me know. I'll get you set up with that. And then after that, well, we'll get it fired up, retorque the primary when Kyle's done, and move on to the next step. All right, oil's changed, suspension's greased. We got the clutches on, and by we, I mean Kyle did that, so that was nice of him.
I mean, you changed the oil. I didn't want to do that. You greased it. Grease gets everywhere.
I'm not saying I liked it, but it had to be done. Clutch is on there looking nice. New CVT inners looking nice. Just start it up, see how it sounds. So a little trick you can do with these if you are a little OCD and you don't like, wow, freaking pants just got hooked on that door. Thought I was gonna rip it off. If you want to build some oil pressure in your engine before you just start it up after changing your oil, you can hold the gas pedal all the way down. Yeah. This battery is probably due for a replacement. Also, the battery's always dead.
It is always dead.
But anyways, if you hold your gas pedal down and you crank it over, or you hold your start button, it basically turns off the fuel injector so you can build some oil pressure.
It's called flood mode.
Yep. Exactly. So I'm going to go get my jump box. We'll hook it up, and then we'll try that again. Okay, we'll try it again.
Should we good?
No big deal. Super soft engagement.
It's so different.
A lot different.
Retorque it, and you're good to go.
Yeah, so we always just have the clutch engage a couple times, and then we retorque it and
Yeah, it's always smart.
put that outer on for, like I said, first time in forever, and we'll move on to the tires.
This clutch has done nothing but dyno time.
Right.
We gotta go trout riding.
Yeah,
We
for
gotta go
sure.
trout riding.
For sure. So I was looking for some rags. I came across this shirt. I almost want to just wear it even though it's torn. I don't know what size it is, but... How do you not love that? If any of you guys know where I can get one of these shirts, I'll buy one. Let me know. I want it. A good one, not one that has a tear in it like this. Whoever did that to this shirt, something wrong with you. Man, look at that. All covered up. Can't see that pretty STM primary, so that's unfortunate, but we can keep her a little bit cleaner that way. Also, 15 horsepower mod, new Smart Shocks sticker. That's a lot to say at once. But the other one was peeling, so I put a new one on there. I'm all about looks on this thing, you know. I definitely take care of it, so.
Yeah, it's always washed, you know.
Yeah, show pony.
SC1'd it every time, every weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so I guess we're going to move on to the tires now, and we're going to pop those off. Maybe we'll rinse them off before we dismount them because there's a lot of nastiness on there. We don't want that getting into the beads when we're trying to get these things seated. So we'll take the tires off the machine and then do some mounting. We got 2 out of 4 done. We're just going to put the fronts back on before we work on the rears. But what do you think about these things so far? They look pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, they look good. I like a wider tire versus like a skinny tire. But,
Yeah.
And really, they're not.
Yeah, so these are considered a 30. We had 32s on here. And, I mean, they got like 15 pounds in them right now. I don't know what those ones have in them. Probably 10. But from a height perspective, not much different. You can definitely tell that it would be better if we had a little bit wider wheel for these, as the width up here,
Side.
it kind of tapers in towards the wheel. So, but hey, whatever, they're gonna work. I think they look pretty good.
Right, I'm curious to see how they do like in some sand and mud or anything. You know, really Michigan trails are mainly sand, but I'm curious.
Yeah, we'll try it out. So we'll get these thrown on the front. We'll show you what they look like on the front, and then work on the backs. And then this thing's in pretty good shape, honestly. Yeah. Probably the best it's been in a while.
Yeah, minus the rear brake pads.
Yeah. I don't want to talk about that. All right, it's a few days later. Got all the tires put on the machine. It's in pretty good shape. So we'll show you guys in and see what you think.
Well, there it is. So I think it looks pretty good, honestly. You can definitely tell this is a 30-inch tire, though. Once it's been on the, or once it's on the machine, you know, the height's a little bit more noticeable. But I think for it being on a 6-inch wheel, these tires actually don't look too bad. I'm pretty happy with it overall. So I'm excited to try these out. I think I'm going to want to go back to a 32 eventually. And by eventually, I mean pretty soon. I'd like to head back down to Tennessee sometime before the winter hits, or super cold weather hits, I should say, and do some more stuff down there. 32s are, in my opinion, a must for that kind of terrain. So let me know what you guys think about a new wheel and tire setup for this thing. I've got some stuff in mind, but I'm curious to hear what you guys think would look good on this thing. Overall, though, Rex 3 is in really good shape, so I do need to get a different skid plate for this thing because the one that's on there is all messed up. And also need to get some sort of liner or replacement inner front fender thing because there's a hole in that and it just looks kind of trash. So I need to get that stuff replaced and a few other small odds and ends, but for the most part, this thing's mechanically pretty sound. I'm pretty happy about that, and also super happy to be taking this thing back out on the trails. It's been well over a year since this thing's seen trail duty, so I'm pretty excited to go take it out. So that's going to do it for this video. Again, let me know what you guys think for a new wheel and tire setup for this thing. Again, I've got some ideas. Curious to hear what you guys think. And also, let me know where I should ride in Tennessee in the next month or so. I'd like to head back down there and put this thing through its paces. So again, appreciate your guys' support in this matter, and we'll see you in a couple days.